under the leadership of Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, is moving swiftly to expand COVID-19 vaccine distribution to protect our community and move our economy forward. Vaccine supplies are currently extremely limited, and as the state provides more vaccines to the county, we are working hard to distribute them as fast as possible. Register for vaccine updates and get more information at miamidade.gov/vaccine. Get vaccinated, Miami-Dade County. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community.
And hello and welcome in WDNA 88.9 FM into the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi. Pleased to be joining you for the first time here in the new year, 2022. Really excited for this year of programs. Have a lot of really exciting shows coming up this morning, as well as going into the rest of January into February as well. I'll mention some of those upcoming programs in just a moment. But to start off with some music, we have with us here this morning for the duration of the hour until noon, Lucas Apostoleris and his ensemble, joined by Mike Ramos on bass and Connor Rohrer on piano. Lucas, of course, on drums, a wonderful player here in the South Florida area. We'll speak a little bit later in the program, but for now I just wanted to start off with some music. They're going to start with a new composition by Lucas entitled Flight Descended 2020 here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. You're listening to Lucas Apostoleris live and direct here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. He's joined by Mike Ramos on upright bass and Connor Rohr on piano, and these all new compositions for trio by Lucas himself. We're going to speak a little bit more about the process later in the program. Also want to mention I'm Philip Capuzzi, your host for the Frost Jazz Hour every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. Honored to be joining you here live from the Jazz Gallery for the first time in the new year after taking a little hiatus, traveled up north to see family and everything, but really happy to be back with you all here. Looking forward to a wonderful program of shows for the Frost Jazz Hour. So as we move forward in the program, I want to mention that last tune's title once again, Flight Descended 2020. And now we're going to move right forward with the music with another original composition by Lucas entitled Reconnection here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. Lucas Apostoleris live and direct here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. He's on drums, also composed all of this new trio music, and he's joined by Mike Ramos on upright bass here this morning, and also Connor Rohrer on piano. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, with you every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon here, the first live program of the new year for us here for this show. Really excited to have Lucas with us sharing some of his new music. So, Lucas, first, before I talk to you about the compositional process, I'm just curious how you came to be to connect with Mike and Connor, and how you guys came to play all this music together. You guys sound great, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. So Mike and I have known each other probably, let me unclip this microphone.
Sure, yeah, no worries.
Let's do that. So Mike and I have probably known each other, 4 or 5 years? Mike grew up in Miami, and I moved here in 2015. And we started playing around town. I want to say 2018, something like that. And I just really like the way he plays the bass. I really like the way he what he adds to the music. And so we've known each other for a while. Connor, I think we may have played once, 2 years ago or something like that. But we really started working together regularly in a variety of contexts, actually, this year, not 2022, but within the past year or so. So I just really admire, not only just the musicality that both of them bring, but they're really good at reading, which is not an easy thing to do. And when I bring in music, we rehearsed this stuff last week, and I mean, they just nailed it the first time, and that's not necessarily expected. So what these two guys just bring musically is really what I'm looking for this kind of project. So I really enjoy working with them.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, you guys sound great. And you kind of alluded to it, but I'm just curious the compositional process for these tunes. So you're writing everything and bringing them in, and then you're kind of refining them, or how does that all kind of shake out?
Yeah, so these two pieces in particular, they actually both came from voice memos that I had done a while ago, and just either didn't like them or just was I'll deal with this later. Maybe I'll figure out something I want to do with these songs. But both of them, I had voice memos. I was on a plane, and I was going through voice memos because I didn't have any Wi-Fi. So it's good to not have Wi-Fi sometimes. So I was just going through my phone. I found these voice memos, and some of them I found would work for a context like this. And both of those tunes you just heard were a product of that, something I'd probably gotten the germs of maybe a year or two, a year and a half ago. But beyond that, I just kind of sit with it for a while after I get that idea. And, I just try to get a sense of how I can hear it with, this specific instrumentation and, the way Connor would play it on piano and, that. So, just kind of go from there.
Right, absolutely, yeah. And you're also a pianist to a certain extent, playing some keyboard stuff. Obviously, keyboard skills kind of being, something that's something of a requirement within the jazz world, obviously. So most of us have some keyboard skills. But I get the sense that it relates to the way that you write in a certain type of way. So I'm just curious kind of how that shakes out for you in your process.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that because I find myself actually kind of getting into ruts when I think about a specific instrument too much. Because I definitely do default to writing on keyboard. And I found, I grew up playing guitar. And I took a while last year to just say, okay, well, now I'm only writing where I'm getting the ideas on guitar instead of piano. And it makes you think about things differently. So I guess to answer your question, yes, I mean, I do, I have some basic keyboard skills, and I definitely use that to kind of generate material oftentimes when I'm writing. But I do try not to do it too much because I find myself getting into kind of the same habits, the same, I'm not virtuosic by any means, and I kind of end up relying on the same kind of shapes or something. So it's good to kind of mix it up and just think about different ways that you can generate material for a composition.
Absolutely, yeah. So is the whole set here this morning all new original trio music that you wrote, or
to an extent? We're going to do a few that were a little bit older, and we might do something else in there too. But the next tune you're going to hear is actually the newest one of them. So the next song we're going to play I wrote a few weeks ago.
Oh wow,
and
awesome!
Then we're going to go from there and see what kind of time we have. So
super fresh, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get right to it. That next tune entitled "Want You to Know," right? Awesome. So WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. Lucas Apostoleris bringing in some new music here in the show. Really exciting to hear him play alongside Mike Ramos on upright bass and Connor Rohr. We'll speak a little bit more later in the program, but for now we're going to get back to some new original music live and direct on the air. Want You to Know here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. Really beautiful stuff. Want You to Know, composed by Lucas Apostoleris. He's on drums, also leading this ensemble live and direct on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. He's joined by Mike Ramos on upright bass and Connor Rohrer on piano here this morning for the first program of the new year. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, and with that, we'll step aside briefly for some important messages from the station and come right back with some more live music here on the Frost Jazz Hour. WDNA 88.9 FM into the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, here on this fine mid-January Thursday morning. We're here every Thursday morning for the Frost Jazz Hour. This morning, graced in the gallery by Lucas Apostoleris and his ensemble alongside Mike Ramos and Connor Rohrer. Just to quickly mention the upcoming programs, we have some real heavy hitters within the Frost community coming up in this next month or so. Joey Carreri bringing in his ensemble next week. After that, Angel Perez bringing in his quintet. Noam Makeover coming in with his quintet the week after that. And then the man himself, Shelley Berg, comes in live and direct on February 10th. And then into the 17th of February, one of the new faculty members, Etienne Charles, will be coming in to play some music. So really some exciting programs coming up. Be sure, as always, to tune into WDNA.org for the Frost Jazz Hour every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. You can also check out the video live stream if you're interested in a video component. We live stream every Frost Jazz Hour as well on livestream.com and youtube.com. If you want to subscribe to WDNA Radio, you can remain abreast of all of our live programs and also the archival content as it gets logged into our system. So with that, we're going to move forward with the music here on the Frost Jazz Hour. This next tune, an older composition by Lucas Apostoleris. Really looking forward to this, entitled Contingency. Contingency, written and performed by Lucas Apostoleris, live and direct here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour, alongside Mike Ramos on upright bass and Connor Rohrer on piano. Pleased to be with you here this morning. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, with you for the Frost Jazz Hour, as well as the Latin Jazz Quarter every Thursday. Frost Jazz Hour from 11 until noon, and then the Latin Jazz Quarter from 12 until 3. Looking forward to that after our program here this morning, but still some more music to come for us here in this show. That last tune, like I said, entitled Contingency, composed a little while ago by Lucas. And coming up next, Lucas, what are you guys going to play?
Not right. Last year I came across a band out of Chicago called Moontype. They have a record out called Bodies of Water. I've listened to it basically nonstop the past year. We're going to play a song off that record called Blue Michigan. And then we're going to close with another one of my songs that I called hold music.
Great. Lucas Apostoleris, live and direct here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you be listening on 88.9, WDNA.org, or if you're watching the live stream on livestream.com or WDNA radio on YouTube. Either way, very appreciative for your support. If you do have it within your means to donate to the station, support live programs like these, as always, you can visit WDNA.org and donate securely. It's also tax deductible, and there's a number of incentives and perks that you can receive in return for your donation. So with that, we're going to move on with the music live and direct here from the Jazz Gallery. Blue Michigan as played by Lucas Apostoleris, live and direct here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi. Pleased to be with you live for the first time here in the new year. Lucas Apostoleris leading this ensemble, also composed much of the music on the set here this morning. He's joined by Mike Ramos on upright bass and Connor Rohrer on piano. And just to mention the upcoming attractions once more, next week we have Joey Carreri coming in to play some of his music, followed by Angel Perez and his quintet the weekend after that. And then Noah Makeover and his quintet coming in after that, followed by Shelley Berg and then Etienne Charles as we foray into February. But for us here this morning, we still have some time for some more music. So they're going to continue with another original song of Lucas Apostoleris' entitled Hold Music. Lucas Apostoleris, live and direct here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. Great pleasure to have him with us live and direct here this fine morning. Now turned afternoon. I'll be with you for the Latin Jazz Quarter in just a moment, so be sure to stick with the station next week. On the Frost Jazz Hour, we have Joey Carreri coming in. Thanks again, Lucas, so much for being with us here this morning. Thanks as well to Mike and Connor for sharing the music, and to all the listeners. You guys should support Lucas by purchasing his album Chronicle on Bandcamp, released about a year and a half ago, recorded with some incredible musicians back in 2018. And with that, Philip Capuzzi stepping aside from the Jazz Gallery. I'll be with you, like I said, for the Latin Jazz Quarter, and then, as always, live and direct next Thursday at 11 a.m.